Maybe you've always been curious about tarot but never quite started. Maybe you picked up a deck once, felt completely lost, and quietly put it back down. Or maybe you've been researching it for months and still haven't done a single real reading. Here's something nobody talks about. The people who struggle most with tarot are not the ones who know the least. They're analytical, they're curious, they tend to think deeply about things. In other words, they're exactly the kind of person you'd expect to be good at this. And that's precisely the problem. If you're someone who likes to understand things properly before you begin, who wants to get it right, who feels uncomfortable with vague or open-ended answers, tarot is going to frustrate you in ways it never frustrates someone who just picks up a card and goes with their gut. But here's the good news. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why that happens. And you'll have specific techniques to break out of it. There are 4 reasons smart, analytical people get stuck with tarot, and for each one, I'll share something that actually helps. So stay with me all the way through, because the last part is where it all comes together. Let's start with the most common one, overthinking. Here's what it looks like. You draw a card, you look at the image, and instead of just noticing what you see, your brain immediately starts searching for the correct interpretation. What does this symbol mean? What's the historical context of this image? Is this a good card or a bad card? Am I reading this right? Within seconds, you've turned a simple image into a puzzle that needs solving. And you haven't even had a feeling about it yet. The problem is that tarot doesn't work like a puzzle. It works more like a piece of music. When you hear a song that moves you, you don't stop and analyze the chord structure before you're allowed to feel something. The feeling comes first. The understanding might come later. Overthinking skips the feeling entirely and goes straight to the analysis. And when you do that, you end up with a technically correct interpretation that means absolutely nothing to you personally. Here's something that actually helps with this. When you draw a card, before you do anything else, say the first word that comes into your head out loud. Not the right word, not the smart word, the first one. It might be heavy, it might be lonely, it might be that reminds me of my dad. Whatever it is, say it. That's the beginning of a real reading. Everything else builds from there. The second reason is that analytical people are always looking for the right answer, and tarot doesn't have one. Think about how you've been trained to approach most things in life. There's a question, there's a correct answer. You find it, you get it right, you move on. School works like this. Most jobs work like this. It's a deeply ingrained habit. Tarot completely breaks that pattern. The same card can point to completely different things for 2 different people, on 2 different days, in 2 different situations. That's not a flaw in the system. It's the whole point. The cards are designed to be open, not fixed. They're prompts, not answers. But if you're someone who gets uncomfortable leaving things unresolved, that openness feels wrong, like you're doing it incorrectly. So you keep looking for the definitive meaning, the authoritative interpretation, and you miss the one that was actually relevant to you because you were too busy searching for the one that was officially correct. Something that helps here is to change the question you ask yourself when you look at a card. Instead of asking, "What does this mean?" ask, "What is this pointing at?" It's a small shift, but it changes everything. Pointing at doesn't require certainty. You're not solving anything. You're just following a signal and seeing where it leads. The third reason is something called analysis paralysis. And this one catches a lot of people off guard. Here's the situation. You've done some research. You know that every card has multiple possible meanings. You know there are different ways to lay the cards out. Some people read cards one way and others read them differently. And now you're sitting in front of a spread of cards, and instead of reading them, you're frozen because there are too many variables and you don't know which ones to use. This is analysis paralysis. Too much information, not enough trust in yourself to just begin. And the uncomfortable truth is that the more you research before your first reading, the worse this gets. You think you're preparing. You're actually stacking obstacles. Something that really helps with this is what I call the one-sentence rule. Before you look up a single meaning, before you consult any guide or book, complete this sentence out loud. This card feels like blank, not means. Feels like. You're not defining it, you're describing the atmosphere of it. One sentence. Whatever comes. That sentence becomes your anchor, and you build the reading from there. It stops the spiral before it starts. The fourth reason is the deepest one, and it's about the need for certainty. People who are used to being capable, who are used to figuring things out, getting answers, being competent, often find it genuinely uncomfortable to sit with something unresolved. And tarot, done honestly, is almost entirely unresolved. It doesn't tell you what is definitely going to happen. It doesn't give you a verdict. What it does is show you what might be worth paying attention to, what feels relevant, what's being overlooked, what questions might be worth sitting with. That requires a tolerance for uncertainty that a lot of smart, driven people haven't really had to develop before. And when they don't have it, they either force the cards into a definitive answer that isn't really there, or they decide the whole thing is too vague to be useful, and they quit. Something that helps here is to change how you deliver what you see. Instead of saying, this card means X is going to happen, try saying, this card is inviting me to consider X. That word, consider, takes the pressure completely off. You're not predicting, you're not concluding, you're opening a question. And that is actually what tarot is for. Now let me bring all four of these together, because there's a common thread running through all of them. Every single one of these patterns, overthinking, hunting for the right answer, analysis paralysis, needing certainty, comes from the same place. They all come from not trusting the first thing you notice. Your brain intercepts the card before your instincts get a look in. It processes, categorizes, cross-references, and by the time it's done, the moment has passed and you're stuck in your head. The shift that actually makes tarot click is learning to let your instincts go first, and your analysis come second. You notice what you notice. You say what comes. You trust that the first, unguarded reaction has something real in it, even if it's messy, even if it's wrong, even if it surprises you. Then, and only then, you bring in whatever you know. You use your knowledge to articulate what your instinct already sensed. You use it to find connections between cards. You use it to add depth to a feeling that's already there. That's how experienced readers actually do it. It looks effortless because they've practiced that handoff enough times that it's become natural. But it starts exactly where you are, with the willingness to say the first thing, even when it feels uncertain. So here's a simple 5-minute practice you can start today, even if you don't have a tarot deck yet. You can use any card image, just pull one up online. Look at the image for 10 full seconds without naming it or labeling it. Just look, the way you'd look at a painting in a gallery. Notice where your eye goes first. Notice if your body has any reaction to it. Does it feel heavy, light, tense, calm? Then finish this sentence out loud. This feels like blank. Not means, feels like. One sentence. Don't edit it. After that, and only after that, look up what the card is traditionally said to mean. Then ask yourself, what did I notice that was actually there? What did I miss? What did the traditional meaning add that I hadn't picked up on? You're not trying to replace knowledge with instinct. You're training yourself to feel first and think second. Do this for a couple of weeks with a single card a day, and something genuinely shifts. The freeze stops. The paralysis loosens. The cards stop feeling like a test you might fail and start feeling like a conversation. The people who learn tarot fastest aren't the ones who memorize the most. They're the ones who are willing to be uncertain out loud, to say the messy first thing, to follow the feeling before they can justify it. That's actually the skill. And it turns out it's available to everyone, including you. If any of this resonated, drop a comment. I'd love to know which of the 4 patterns feels most familiar to you. And if you found it useful, share it with someone who's been curious about tarot but doesn't know where to start. See you in the next one.